Hey there, this video is going to be about addressing the safety issues and overall practice management around this salt electro mining system. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy to see that a lot of people are interested in this technology. A lot of people want to try it themselves. But one concern I do have is I see a lot of people that are getting into this with no experience. No experience in electrical engineering, no experience in mechanical engineering, and especially no experience in chemistry. So I want to start off with this is that yes, this is a non-toxic system overall. However, it still has dangers and it can easily kill you. It can easily cause long-term health permanent effects that there's no cure for that you'll be suffering your entire life through. So a lot of these things are well known in the chemistry industry, right? People that are chemists, people that are familiar with chemistry. But again, I see this as a really common reoccurring trait where people are asking me questions. People are messaging me, hey, well, basic questions that you should be able to know as as a simple electrical engineer, not even electrical engineer, but someone that just knows the basics of electricity, basic of mechanics. And again, if they don't know that, it's a pretty red flag that they also don't know much if anything about chemistry. Again, I'm not trying to gatekeep. I'm not trying to hurt or try to disrespect anyone specifically. I'm just trying to stress the point that this is very, very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. And let me give you some quick examples. So first example, first very dangerous thing is the gases produced. So in the incorrect conditions, in the incorrect or incorrect material that you're using, you can create what's known as hydrogen sulfide. You can look that up. It's a very toxic gas. It can easily kill you. Another thing that can happen, or especially during the bleaching process, is it'll produce chlorine dioxide. Okay, and that's again another toxic gas. But again, these are one thing that I want to address and talk about is not to scare people. Again, these sound like toxic chemicals. These sounds like some crazy whatever chemical, but these are commonly found in nature. So hydrogen sulfide, that's actually what gives the smell of eggs. Okay, the eggs, that egg smell, the stinky sulfuric egg smell. But again, the problem is in high, like everything in life, a poison or a toxin is dangerous in a certain quantity, in a certain concentration. And the thing about this system, the thing about working around this is that it concentrates everything. Okay, it's very, very, very concentrated. And because of that, when you're operating this, and if you're not wearing the right respirators, if you didn't design the system properly, if you're using the wrong ore and you don't know what you're doing, you can easily get exposed to a high concentration of gas. So again, there's a lot of very basic safety measures. So for example, don't have this in an enclosed enclosure, right? Have it either very well ventilated, have a well filtration system. So right now I'm doing this in very, very small quantities, and I'm doing it outside, so it's perfectly fine. But the problem is in large quantities, as I scale up, I'll be building a completely enclosed system where it recaptures all the gases. And I do want to do that because I can reuse those chemicals, I can reuse those gases, and I can reuse all that. But anyway, so the point I'm trying to get at is just because you see me doing something doesn't mean that there's no danger involved. Okay, again, there's very, very toxic gases involved. The chlorine dioxide, that's actually what gives pools their smell. So if you ever went to the pool and you know that chlorine smell. So again, it's not toxic, but in a lot of concentrated amounts, it's easily fatal. It'll burn your lungs. It's a very, very painful experience when you're exposed to a very concentrated amount. So again, these are toxic things in concentrated amounts. So be careful what you're doing. And furthermore, another example I'll give you is what's called known as platinosis. So look that up, platinosis. Okay, pretty much it is what happens when you're exposed to platinum group metal salts. Okay, so for example, platinum chloride. If you're exposed to platinum chloride, and it can easily absorb through the skin. So again, you'll see me operating around this equipment with no gloves because I know what I'm doing. I'm touching parts of the equipment. I know what I'm doing with. I'm exposing or I know what's in the system already. I know what's going on. If you're running ore, if you're running e-waste, if you're running all the and you don't know what's inside of there, or even if you know what's inside there, there can still be some platinum that you didn't know about or whatever, you can be exposing yourself to risks. Okay, ruthenium is a very, very toxic platinum group metal. Look that up. Osmium is a very toxic platinum group metal. Look that up. So these are um, again, the whole point of this system is to concentrate and collect and you know all these heavy toxic heavy metals into a concentrate, which can be further refined, which have their own uses, which have their own uses in nature. But that's the whole goal. So when you're working with this, don't have the expectation that, oh, it's just clean and free and you can drink the water and whatever. So again, this uses sodium chlorate and hydrochloric acid. Both of these chemicals are made using salt water and electricity, right? But hydrochloric acid, that can dissolve metal. Okay, again, this whole system dissolves gold and platinum group metals. Um, Again, so sodium hydroxide, another chemical that's made using salt water and electricity, right? That can dissolve. That's used as drain cleaner. It's a very powerful chemical. Um, and again, a lot of these chemicals, they're toxic in concentrated amounts. Your stomach has hydrochloric acid, but that doesn't mean you can drink hydrochloric acid, right? You're gonna burn your throat and your stomach even because your stomach only has small amounts. Um, so, even something as simple as baking, or something even as simple as salt itself, right? You dump a bunch of salt into a freshwater pond, everything's gonna die in it, So, everything's about the dosage and concentration. So, again, you see me just a little kiddie pool that I use to, in case there's a leak, in case there's a spill, in case there's whatever, just take extra safety precautions, take a extra measure, and most importantly, know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, there's no reason to risk your life over something so stupid. Okay, one problem that I really hate about this industry is gold fever. A lot of people have gold fever, especially NPCs. They're just difficult to see through. Probably this video won't even help you. So sorry, but everyone else that's not an NPC, please, please, please listen. It's very important not to get gold fever, not to rush things, not to do things very crazily. The end of the matter is that here's the end of the matter that I hope will convince most people is if you get platinum group metals, there's no one to buy them. No one will buy it off you. Okay, I've already tried. I've contacted hundreds of refiners. Nobody will buy a mixed sponge platinum group. You have to separately refine them, which again is an entire its own technology, entire industry and wealth of knowledge that you need to further learn and develop and get more equipment and tools and reagents and chemicals and this and this and this. So unless you're willing to put in all that effort, which if you are, then do the research first. Learn into chemistry, learn into safety, learn into basic things about this all. And again, furthermore is be do the research first before just jumping into this head first, which is one thing I'm doing. I'm trying to do the research, and yes, I am somewhat putting my life at risk, because who knows, something can happen, right? But that's my goal with this technology is to develop a product, develop a system, develop a technology that's already optimized, that's already developed, already structured in a way that's safe to use, where you just put rocks in one inlet, and out you get clean rocks you can use for your garden, platinum group metals that you can use for selling, heavy metals that you can use for technologies, and clean drinking water. That is my goal. That is my vision from all this, is to hopefully develop. So we'll see. I'm trying that. I'm trying my best, but again, please, 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 if you're interested in doing this, do it with the most utmost care, precaution, and research, and you know look into what you're doing, because again, it's a really scary. I see a lot of people getting into this, and they don't understand the simple thing as again, a power supply. And again, I'm not trying to attack anyone specifically, but I'm making the point that, hey, this doesn't also mean that you shouldn't do anything at all. But again, do your research first. Okay, start small. Okay, start. That's what I did. I started with aqua regia chemistry, which is a very well-known chemistry. There's a lot of videos, a lot of tutorials, a lot of well documented information about that. That's what I suggest most people do is start with that chemistry. Because like I said, it's a very very well known industry, and there's lots of information that can get you started. Rather than getting into this, which there's a lot less information again, but that's my goal is to get that information out there, get the information developed, get the information made. Sorry for the delays. Sorry I haven't been uploading as much. I'm working on getting more out there. It's all about time and money. But so if you're interested, I have a Patreon. Oh, not a Patreon. I have a fundraiser I'm doing. So if you want to help expedite my research, expedite my progress, otherwise I have to work on my business. Make money there, and then go back to put that all the profits back into this research. I don't use any, as you see my T-shirts. I don't. As you see my background, I'm not rich. I don't spend money on crazy stuff. I just like to do research. I like to try to help the world. So again, thank you for watching, and please stay subscribed. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comments below. Please understand I can't help every single person specifically. Again, that's just too much of my time. Please take the research and time yourself to understand what you're doing, understand how this works, the dangers involved, rather than pointlessly putting your life at risk. So, again, thank you. Stay subscribed.